Yes, if I had legs, I'd kick you. Am I right in thinking that you saw this?
You're not right. No.
Beg your pardon. It's Simon Poole, who I had the conversation with immediately before the show, who'd seen it. So this is the new film from Mary Bronstein, who made her name back in 2008 with the indie hit Yeast, which was a kind of mumblecore feature with Greta Gerwig. Anyway, so this stars Rose Byrne, who so far, for her performance in this, has won a Silver Bear and a Golden Globe, is both BAFTA and Oscar nominated. The bookies have her second favourite to Jessie Buckley. I think this is going to be Jessie Buckley's year. So she plays Linda, who is a psychotherapist whose daughter has an eating disorder, meaning she has hospital visits every day and is currently needing to be fed through a tube. Linda is struggling to keep up with the hospital appointments and to hold down her professional commitments while her husband is away gallivanting around as a ship's captain. And when she turns to her own colleagues for help and support, in this particular case, a colleague played by Conan O'Brien, he offers her very little in the way of help. Here's a clip.
Tell me not to do it. Just tell me what to do.
I don't think you want me to tell you what to do. You know what to do.
No one will tell me what to do. I'm supposed to know how to fix this. I'm supposed to know how to fix her.
What is it you think it's your job to fix?
She has to weigh 50 pounds by next week. Dr. Spring said that's a gain of 2.5 pounds, right? Each day is supposed to be 2,500 calories in, compensating for her resting rate of 1,800 calories burned. That's got to be at least 80% of each meal for 7 days, plus the tube, and that's if she just lays still all day. And if it doesn't, then something about not getting the tube out and reassessing the level of care. I mean, what do I do?
Tonight, I would like you to get a good night's sleep.
Which, of course, is the one thing she isn't going to get, not least because the roof of their apartment, the ceiling of the apartment, has collapsed due to a flood, meaning that they've been moved, her and her daughter have been moved to a motel where her life, I mean, she's at the end of her tether. She's having to keep up with all this stuff. She's having to deal with all this stuff, and everything is starting to unravel. The only thing that offers any kind of respite from it is a bottle of wine and perhaps something a little bit stronger. Meanwhile, at work, her needy clients are becoming more and more needy, including one who at one point turns up with a baby and then leaves, literally leaving her holding the baby. So at the center of this drama is Rose Byrne. She's right in the middle of this kind of tide of rising panic. You know, when we were talking about Uncut Gems and the way in which it's kind of like almost like a panic attack of a movie.
Yeah, absolutely it is.
And in this, you're right in there with Rose Byrne. She's trying to, placate her daughter, who, and this is the smartest thing, okay? We don't see the daughter. Through the whole drama, to the very, very end, we don't see the daughter. We see her point of view. We see Rose negotiating the world around her, but we don't see the daughter. So the daughter is effectively this kind of void at the center of the movie, this vast hole into which Linda is pouring all her anxiety, her guilt, her frustration, her sense of failure. Because deep down, as you heard in that clip, she blames herself for everything, which I think is, regardless of the circumstance, something that any parent will understand. The thing about, in the end, it's all your fault, and you know it's all your fault. And Rose Byrne has got this brilliant kind of anxious smile, this kind of, that's somewhere between the smile of tour guide Barbie in Toy Story 2, can I stop smiling now? Or like a Stepford wife who looks like they're about to turn into Terminator. And watching this character firefighting day to day, hour to hour, minute to minute, second to second, I was reminded, this happens more and more as I get older. There's an Elvis Costello song. I think it's the first song. I know it's the first song on My Aim Is True, which has got that line, "Why do you want to be my friend when I feel like a juggler running out of hands?" And that thing about a juggler running out of hands, which is such a great phrase, is exactly what she's doing. So the film, it's funny at times, darkly comedic, but it's also panic-inducing in that way that, laughing and screaming are very close to each other. You don't know whether to laugh or shriek. At times, I was reminded of that kind of, did you see Night Bitch with Amy Adams? Did you see that film?
Don't think so.
It was from awards season from last year. Anyway, it's a Mariel Heller's film, and I thought that had a kind of equally unhinged socio-horror element about the terrors of motherhood and how that can drive somebody to madness. But as I said, right there, the combination of this amazing performance by Rose Byrne and this really audacious directorial decision to okay, let's not show the daughter, which kind of leaves you in the, when you describe it, again, as we were saying before about Secret A, you think that's not going to work. You can't sustain that for the length of a film, but you can. And not only can you, but you very quickly fall into, okay, this is fine, because what it is it's creating this kind of absence at the center of this drama into which everything is being poured. I thought it was terrific. And I thought for the second time this week, it's one of those films that's very hard to describe because it's easier seen than said. Because in the end, that is the genius of cinema, is that there are some things about cinema that is very, very hard to put into coherent words, even though that is literally my job. What I can tell you is it's engrossing, it's funny, it's dark, it's got a great central performance, and it works really well.